We're live, ladies and gentlemen, the final hour, the final show of 2010. Bob Chapman finishing up the statement you were making there at the end of the last hour. Max Kaiser's coming up in the next segment with his take on 2010 and beyond. What's going to happen next year? It's already next year on the other side of the globe. You notice that it's all about middle-class tax cuts, when really that wasn't even a middle-class tax cut. It was keeping it where it was. They're hoping people making $30,000 a year don't understand that somebody making $250,000 a year is not rich and is literally who butters their bread. That's the main group still funding what's left of this country. And the globalists are offshore, literally hoarding it all by design. What do we do? Just educate people about this?
That's all we can do, and have them go to Congress and say, look, we can't allow the president to have this kind of legislation go through, and why don't we rescind this largesse that these corporations have, who started this free trade globalization, and all the jobs and businesses we've lost? They're killing our country, and now they want to be rewarded for it. We can't allow that. We've got to stop it. We need tariffs of 25 to 40%. We got to stop this foolishness. We've got every nation in the world devaluing their currencies to compete against us. We can't compete outside the country without tariffs. We found that out in 1800, and we seem to have forgotten it.
Very well said. I want to jam in one more call for Bob Chapman. Well, you know what? I'll go to calls after Kaiser goes because he's only on for 2 segments. I promise I'll get to everybody with a blitz of calls the last 30 minutes and some more news that I want to cover. But Bob, in the 3 minutes we've got left, any other predictions for 2011 that you think are important?
Well, I think gold and silver are going to go right through the roof. I mean, they've shown everybody that gold is now, for this point in time, the alternative to the U.S. dollar. They've beaten them out. Everybody's buying gold and silver throughout the world. Unfortunately, the Americans are lagging far behind, but they'll catch up. And I think that we can easily achieve $2,400 in gold, $50 in silver. We may even get to $3,000 this coming year, and that probably would put silver at $50, $60, $70, and maybe even higher.
What do you think about oil
going up? The only place you can go to protect yourself.
I agree with you. What do you think about oil exploding and one of the big Shell execs talking about $5 a gallon within 12 months?
Well, it's only about $1.50 from where it's at now in most places. So what are we looking at the price of oil? Probably $100, $110 a barrel. And I think that from what I've observed in over 50 years of dealing in markets, the oil market is very, very easy to manipulate, and they do manipulate it. They being the major producers in concert with the powers behind government. And oil will be where they want it to be. It's not a supply and demand factor. If they want it at 125 or 97, or for that matter, we saw it back at $18 not that long ago. And so with that said, it's open season. Anything goes on oil. Where they're going to stop it, I don't know.
Well, it's going to be a crazy year, no doubt, and I have to agree with you. If people think 2010 was bad financially, a lot of experts are saying this is the year that they're really going to depeg the dollar globally as the world reserve. And China and Russia are now officially in trade with each other only in the Chinese currency.
Well, that's true. And I think what the American contingent, the Bilderbergers, et cetera, are going to do is they're going to have that meeting I've talked about, devalue, revalue the currencies, multilateral default. And I think right after that, the U.S. will say, well, we're going to back our currency again with gold.
Wow.
And I think that's the route they're going to take.
Bob, have a great new year, and I'll see you next Friday.
You got it, and thanks for having me.
And thanks for having you on the show. It's wonderful. We'll be right back.
It's the winter cold and flu supplement sale at herbalhealer.com. Take advantage of Herbal Healer Academy's incredible savings on the best cold and flu supplements available. Many of you know elderberry is exceptional against viral infections. Right now, Herbal Healer Academy has Elderberry Power, regularly priced at $16.95, now incredibly low at only $10 for 60 vegetarian caps. For children and seniors, our Herbal Healer Academy Flew Away Elderberry Liquid is only $13 for a 4-ounce bottle. Also on super sale, olive leaf capsules, oregano oil plus capsules, and our incredible Respirate formula, Oregacillin Physician Strength capsules for your lungs. Normally $34.95, now just $25. Hit the winter specials link at herbalhealer.com for these cold and flu supplement specials and other on-sale products like apple cider vinegar, brain power, and neuro recovery. New customers get a free catalog with your first order. Log on and hit the winter specials now at herbalhealer.com.
A very wealthy U.S. citizen is predicting that in 2011, we will witness the most important day in America in more than 50 years. He says it will change everything about our lives. The way you shop, travel, invest, educate your children, and even how you take care of your health and your own family. Now, this man has made some outrageous predictions over the years. The crazy part is, he's usually right. You see, he predicted the collapse of GM, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and America's biggest mall owner, General Growth Properties. In fact, Barron's called his work a dire prophecy. Recently, he created a video, which you can watch online for free, detailing his biggest and most important prediction yet. And it's a real eye-opener. I can't stress this enough. You should at least watch this free video online today. He explains everything you need to know, including simple steps you can take to protect yourself. You can find the video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica, the number 3.com. Watch the free video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com.
All types of batteries for all types of gadgets. We'll say it again. All types of batteries for all types of gadgets. Electronics, toys, flashlights, computers, accessories, and more are at batterystation.com. Whatever type battery you need, alkaline, lithium, gel cell, NiCad, metal hydride, sealed lead acid, and more are at batterystation.com. Our homepage gives you quick access to ham, marine, police, fire, and aviation batteries. Plus, choose from our great selection of LED flashlights with no bulb to ever burn out and much longer battery life. Find many top brands including Streamlight, Pelican, Surefire, Novitec, Gerber, and more at batterystation.com. You'll also find the most popular brands of ammunition and watertight cases for storing guns, food, electronics, survival gear, and more at batterystation.com. Call 417-257-7799. That's 417-257-7799. You will be surprised when you visit batterystation.com.
Obey authority, come on, come on. Respect authority, come on, come on. Obey authority, come on, come on. Authorities are here to help you do what they say, and everything will be okay, come on, come on. Respect authority, come on, come on. Obey authority. Jesus has authority in your life when he's Lord of your life. So if you listen and obey, success is yours today. You will be okay.
You will be okay. You know, that sounds reasonable at a certain level. Do what your teacher says, your parents say. But when you know that there's the clergy response teams that we know came into being about 2003, we learned about them in 2005. It was just tens of thousands of preachers recruited, telling their flocks, secretly by Homeland Security, they don't tell their flock this, submit to government, Romans 13, Hitler's favorite Bible verse. But we are the people. We are the government. We are the Constitution and Bill of Rights. And when the politicians say, we don't like the Constitution, we're not going to follow the Constitution, we're just going to do whatever we want, that's called tyranny. And so who holds them responsible? Well, according to these churches, doesn't matter. If somebody's wearing a suit and a tie and says they're the authority, do what they say. That's called tyranny. It's a very creepy song. It's called the West Coast Believers Kid Band. And it's their second song. They put it together. It's about respecting and obeying your teachers, your parents, and Jesus. Hope you like it too. And people say, the Nazis also brainwashed this way. Obey authority. Seriously, these poor kids, I can guarantee that sometime when they're 20-something, they will completely rebel against God and rethink everything their parents brainwashed them to do. And the best quote here, I mean, none of the commenters buy into this. It says, do what they say and everything will be okay. No, that's the opposite of what the Founding Fathers taught. Because this isn't just your parents. It's what the school says. Well, the average school is saying, don't follow what your parents say. Don't do what they say. I've read Time Magazine for Kids on air, where it says, your parents belong to an old, sad time. It actually said that. They don't understand how cool it is to have an implantable microchip, but you do. Or, kids, turn your parents in for environmental crimes. Write them fake tickets for taking a hot bath. New York Times. I mean, just super, super creepy. Do we have Max Kaiser? Fantastic. Max Kaiser joins us for the next 30 minutes or so. Then we're going to take your calls and blitz through a lot of news I haven't gotten to yet today. But it's good to end the year with Max Kaiser. Of course, the inventor of the Hollywood Stock Exchange system, BBC TV host, RT TV host, Press TV host, Genesis Saturday morning radio host. Very busy bee. And Max kicked off on this show a few months ago the Buy Silver, Crash JP Morgan campaign. And since then, we've seen silver explode. We've seen gold explode back up. But there's a lot of factors adding to this. But no doubt the liberty movement from Australia to the United States, from South Africa to Russia, from Mexico to Venezuela, I'm seeing literally tens of thousands of videos on YouTube of people talking about the campaign. That's what you can do about the Obama deception. Endgame, Fall the Republic, the TSA. Just all make your own videos ranting about it and saying, I won't submit. And that will reach tens of millions more. Sound off. Say, I don't consent. Verbally speak out. Say no, 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 and show how outside the realm of political consent these corrupt governments controlled by offshore banks are. I'm also talking to Kaiser about the trillions that the mega banks and corporations have offshore. They want to bring back basically at 5% tax. The media diverted everybody talking about middle-class tax cuts and people making $250,000 a year while never discussing the real swindles that are going on by the mega-rich. But Max Kaiser, great to have you joining us from Paris. You're only a few hours away from 2011 there. We're going to fade him up here in a moment, or we may have lost him. Yeah, that's a dead line. I can tell you right now there's no audio there. Okay, we lost him over there. Who knows, maybe in the coldest winter now they're reporting in 1,000 years, maybe the phone lines froze up with folks over there on their side of the pond. We will get him up and on the air with us. Right now, while we're doing that, let's go ahead and go to your phone calls. Who's up first here? I guess it'd be Dan. Dan, thanks for holding. You're on the air. We'll get to Justin, Linda, and others coming up. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, hi, Alex. Yeah, Prison Planet member. Suggest everybody gets to be a Prison Planet member as well. Just a question and then comment what I see personally about what's going on with my wife, basically. But my question was, I was wondering what was going on with that social networking site that you spoke about to compete with Facebook and such. That would be an excellent idea to go against the New World Order.
Sure. To be clear, we built one and we load tested it. It had problems. It worked pretty good, but I don't want to just launch something but we're working on it right now feverishly. I've just hired 2 people to work in-house on instead of hiring outside firms. I mean, it's obviously Facebook's had $1 billion put into it or billions of dollars put into it. We're spending tens of thousands here with what we're doing, but I want to develop that so patriots can get together. What else is on your mind?
It's just like my wife, she works in a nursing home, And what she notices is that hospice is starting to do the eugenics by putting people on nothing by mouth. Basically, once they see that they don't have a gag reflex, and only give them morphine, she just has a hard time watching